Hello, everyone. 𝒂𝒊𝒂𝒊𝒐𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒓𝒂 here. You guys, I'm so excited, grateful to have with me special guest, you guys, the Loral Langemeier from the movie The Secret. Oh my gosh, how exciting, Loral. Thank you so much for being with me.
Thank you.
She's a founder of Integrated Well Systems. She's 5 times New York Times best-selling author.
Yep.
Then on CNN, CNBC, The Street TV, Fox News Channel, Fox Business Channel, America's Nightly Scoreboard, The Dr. Phil Show, and The View. She's also part of the Rich Dad, Poor Dad's team. So my goodness, I am so super excited to have you here with me today,
Thank
Laura.
you.
Thank you so much. She's a money expert, and we're going to talk about a little bit about that, and we're going to talk about her new book that's going to be launching soon that we're super excited about. Loral, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're so welcome. First, tell us a little bit. We want to share some of your story about Loral.
Yes. So I grew up on a farm in Nebraska. At 17, it was kind of my pivotal moment. I was at an event. Dennis Waitley said, anybody run to the front of the room and they can grab this book. And it was Think and Grow Rich. So you can imagine farm girl from Nebraska reading Think and Grow Rich, like it was another language. It was like, oh my gosh, like people think like this, they behave like this. You could be a millionaire. So I got a finance degree. I got a master's in exercise physiology. Long story, 1996 is when I arrived at Sharon Lecter's kitchen table. Bob Proctor was my mentor, and I was doing a lot of health and wellness, and because I had a statistical background, I was really working with healthcare companies with Chevron. And I was just like, Rob, I got to be an entrepreneur. And I said, what should I do? And he said, fly to Scottsdale. You're going to meet this guy, Robert Kiyosaki, and this lady, Sharon Lecter, and they have a game in this book. And I'm like, whatever, a game and a book. I said, I need like to go big. He said, just trust me. So I flew down to Scottsdale. I sat at the kitchen table. I left the master distributor of their cash flow game. And then that was it. I went home and I quit. I literally just quit my job at Chevron, and people were like, oh my gosh, you're going to follow this Japanese in a game. Or like, what are you doing? And I said, I don't know, but it feels right. And I'm just going to go for it. And thank God, Rich Dad, Poor Dad became Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Sharon is my best friend. I call her my financial mom. In 1999, I got pregnant. And so, oops, I got to get serious. So that was my millionaire year. And it was the year that I had my son as a single mom. And I always want to bring that up, Pam, because so many people think single parenting is some like death sentence. And it's been the biggest blessing of just, for me, the freedom to do what I wanted to do. I mean, this book is like a 22-year experiment on taking Think and Grow Rich and all the things that I had wrote about, because I did have 5 other New York Times bestsellers. I'm known as the Millionaire Maker. Yeah. I just wanted to try all these different things. Like, why is making money so hard? It isn't, it's different. And so I think that's finally what's in the book. From 0 to 18, I wrote, my partner Kyle wrote our stories on how we made financial literacy in our families absolutely pivotal. So it's exciting, it's time.
That's incredible, that's incredible. And yeah, one of the things that actually we're talking about is like money, mindset, right? Yeah. So many people are stuck with the old thought of money, you know, money doesn't grow on trees.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I have a marijuana license here in Nevada. So I do say money does now grow on little green plants, but it doesn't grow on trees the way we're talking about it. And the other thing, another, cliche is when people think about, how they learned about money, and I write a lot about it, Kyle, and I write about it in the book. A lot of times it's just like they're inherited behaviors. They're not like decisions you said, okay, I'm financially literate, I know what I'm doing, and now I can make a decision. Most people look around to their friends and family and say, what are you doing? What are you doing? How do you do that? You really don't have a blueprint. And this is a step-by-step guide. Doesn't matter how old you are, from 0 to 18 and beyond, it's everything I did, everything Kyle did. And somewhere in between, we want you to pick a path, make a plan. And if becoming a millionaire isn't your goal, at least become 100,000-aire. Like make life better for you and your family.
Right, right. And think about how many people you can actually help, as far as, it's not all about the money and being a multimillionaire, and having that money, but how many people you can actually help with that money. There are so many people, for me, it's thinking about my grandkids. I've got 8 of them.
No way.
That's way. I have 8 of them.
Never. I thought you were like a young mom.
No. And my son in the Army has one on the way. They've been trying for a long time, and finally, so 9 to be soon. So, and I always say in one of your statements that I was looking at earlier, we're raising little souls, right?
We are.
They are little souls.
And
So,
you know, the big thing too, Pam, that I have a huge just stance about is a lot of people say, well, you know, school systems should teach this. No, they shouldn't.
right.
First of all, school should teach what school teaches, right? Reading, math, arithmetic, you know, social stuff, all that. Financial literacy and financial goals is a family-based decision, whether you want to be a 100,000-aire, a millionaire, a multimillionaire, an uber multimillionaire, but it's also generational wealth. And the reason why legacies don't stand, the statistic is 2.3 years, which would mean that so I have a 22-year-old and a 15-year-old, and they're heavily written about in the book. And my daughter's just joined me on my YouTube channel. So anybody want to stay 5 days a week on financial literacy, I do a channel on YouTube. But my kids, you know, what that means is 2.3 means they'll get the money, they'll get a huge legacy, and then their kids would blow it. That's pretty much kind of what that means. Like, I'm a first generation in my family. I was the first to kind of break generational whatever's going on and say, I want to do it different, and doing it very different. So, you know, you just got to pick a path and make a way, but it's you and your family. That's where these decisions are made. So the book is designed for you to make those rules in your family. What do you want your charity to be, for example? Like, I love student athletes. My son's a student athlete. He's invited me to Georgia Southern. I'm actually going this week, and I'll teach these men, 121 football players of Georgia Southern, and the coaches and their wives, and anybody else who wants to come, 3 hours of financial literacy, like as required time. Like, that's my pro bono work. I love teaching the kids, like the difference between a debit card and a credit card. And, you know, it's up to you, your family. I mean, maybe you want a different charity, or maybe you want to spend your money differently, but I think it's a family deal, not a school deal. All that being said, though, my ultimate goal for this book is to get K through 12 homeschool courses for the families that are out there.
Wow.
And even if you have your kid in public school, you now have a kit, right, age appropriate, on how to put this stuff into your life. So I'm excited. I feel like it's kind of not the finale, but it's some of the best work I've ever done.
That's awesome. My daughter homeschools her kids.
Oh, good.
Yeah, all 6 of them.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah, she's amazing. So I wanted to actually talk to you a little bit about being on The Secret. You know, that movie is amazing. And I remember when I was introduced to that movie, by Bob Proctor, just YouTubing and searching on there, and the amazing Bob Proctor. I love that man. You know, so share with us a little bit about your experience on being in that movie, in The Secret.
Well, you know, it's I was in Aspen, Colorado, when Bob called me, and Bob said, Laurel, get on a plane. You got to be in Beverly Hills. Chop. I said, I'm in the middle of teaching an event, Bob. I can't just jump on a plane and swing on out of Aspen, Colorado. It's not like there's lots of flights in and out. He said, you cannot miss this opportunity to film. He said, they're filming a lot of people, and they're only going to pick, I think they picked 28, which then became 27. And he said, you have to. I said, Bob, I've done this. And this is a true story for a lot of us. You know, we're invited to do these new movies. There's going to be a new show. There's going to be a new thing. I mean, I don't know how many hundreds of these I filmed. So I kind of had that mindset, like, here we go again. And honestly, it hit. And oh my gosh, did it hit? And it hit right when my Millionaire Maker book hit. So like my 2006 and 7 years were just blown up, because I had new books. I had 3, you know, New York Times going bam, 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 2006, 7, 8. The Secret hit. Dr. Phil, it was the most like profound, fast. I just had my daughter in 2006. So I'm hauling her around in a baby Bjorn, and, you know, she's sitting in green rooms, and I'm nursing her. And it was the most crazy time and growth time. But I can tell you some lessons from that is I didn't say no. And it's also why I had to write a book called Yes Energy. Because I think a lot of people, I know people miss the most amazing opportunities in their life. Because it's trying to be convenient. And I can't tell you how inconvenient those years were. But I'll tell you, being in The Secret and being with those authors and still being really close friends. I mean, some of them are my dearest friends. It was a blessing. It was a blessing to be selected. And if the film was not that long, the filming was like, I don't know, maybe a couple hours. And then I was in there for a couple seconds saying, you know, money comes easily and frequently. So it was a blessing to be there. And I would just say, anybody who has those opportunities, you always say yes. You never know which ones will hit. And then I'd also just challenge all of you to say, how many times do you have yes, and you have yes opportunities all day long.
Right.
And
right.
because it's not convenient. People have choose convenience over success frequently.
That is so true. That is so true. And I guess one of the biggest thing too is stepping out of that, that fear and stepping into faith, right? And doing it.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what you did.
Yeah.
You were made for all that. My goodness. Did you know Bob Proctor before?
Oh, very well.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I got the book, Think and Grow Rich at 17, I started looking for a mentor at 19. I was at a big women's leadership camp, an outdoor, like ropes course and things like that.
Yeah.
And, my bunkmate had Bob's Born Rich book on the side of her bed. And I'm like, what are you reading? And so then I read Born Rich. The next day I was on the phone with Bob Proctor. So I have known Bob since I was 19. He and I became partners. We had a program together where people would pay $100,000 to work with Bob and I. We did that for about 6 or 7 years, called Head of the Table, how to teach you how to really be a CEO and sit at the head of the table. So we did that. So yeah, we've been partners, friends, love his family. Was so blessed to be so close to him. He was on my 100th episode of my podcast last July.
Oh, wow.
And as we all know, just recently went to a new place. So
yeah,
very much blessed my life.
God had other plans for him. He's ready for him. Yeah. God, he was an amazing soul. Amazing soul. I don't think I've ever met anyone else like Bob Proctor ever.
Nope.
Yeah. So anyway, a little emotional there, but talk to us a little bit. If someone, I wanted to ask this question, if someone is in the stuck mode right now, because there's so much going on in our world right now, how do they get out the stuck mode? Get that book.
Buy my book. So yeah, makeyourkidsmillionaires.com. Let's see, I have a very special link for you. So it's makeyourkidsmillionaires.com. Pamela DuBois, is what I say.
Yeah.
Right? So you got to put all that in. And when you pre-buy my book now, you get $1,500 of bonuses. So you immediately, I send you out my Put More Cash in Your Pocket book, which is 8 hours of me teaching how to put more money in your family's pocket, where everyone in the family contributes. You're going to get my financial filing cabinet, which teaches the kids what to do with the money in different categories, and then why you never pay your kids an allowance. Then the book comes out in bookstores May 10th. So we're going to take all your pre-orders, which have to be hardback books from McGraw-Hill. The ebooks don't count, audiobooks don't count to the bestseller list. So we are on a run for the bestseller list. Then May 10th, your book will be delivered to you from one of those outlets. And then Kyle and I are going to come live at the beginning of June. And we're going to talk to you about the book, answer questions. And then the website's going to change from a pre-order site to a checklist, to resources, from 0 to 5. I mean, the book is written from 0 to 5. What do you do? From 6 to 7, what do you do? From 7 to 10, what do you, like all the categories of every age. And I don't care if you're 40, if you have not been financially literate, just go through the book and make a list of all the things that you didn't do. You could have, would. I'm not a blamer. But if you're really stuck, I mean, I'm going to say this, tune in every day to my YouTube channel and start getting motivated. I'm going to add an extra bonus for all your people, Pam, is I do a workshop every 3 weeks that teaches you to make money. So if you're really stuck, I mean, you need to move from stuck. I'll tell you, the energy you move from is being curious, number one. And curiosity moves to creating. So you've got to create, you've got to think about what can I do for someone else? So when you get off of you, right? Me, and my problems, and you get out here to say, how can I help the world? How can I help somebody? And if you don't have something to sell, I have a great affiliate program. And you have to think about it. Like, I didn't have something to sell in 1996. I sold Robert and Sharon's Rich Dad Poor Dad stuff. I did that for almost 5 years until I decided I wanted to create my own stuff. I'm in all sorts of direct sales companies. I love direct sales. I do a direct sales wine. I do a direct sales CBD. I do a facial line. I do all sorts of direct sales because it's also inflationary proof. So, I want people to get out from like what they're them and out here and get curious. Well, what could I do? That's the
Yeah.
question you want to wake up to every morning. What could I do to serve another life? And if you say, well, I don't have anything to sell Pamela stuff, sell my stuff, sell whatever you want to sell, but serve people. And if you start thinking, how can I help other people? You get out of stuck and you get into service. And then you get all sorts of
Exactly.
fun energy. Then you get
Ex-
all sorts of fun energy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Getting into that space. It's so true. What is your YouTube channel?
Loral Langemeier. So it's Loral
Okay.
Langemeier, the Millionaire Maker.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah.
And I'm there 5 days a week. I started it July 12th, very seriously, put a real big pro team around it. I have thousands of videos from before. You'll see that those weren't as highly produced. These are very highly produced. We just did a whole set more, which my daughter's included now. She's 15 and she's ready to be on camera.
That's awesome.
So how kids can make money in the summer, how kids can make money in the winter. A lot about this book. I mean, this book was an experiment, right? This was me saying, single mom, let's see what I can do. So the minute my kids were born, they worked for my company and I got them a Roth IRA. And I literally lay out step-by-step what I did. And Kyle lays out step-by-step what he did. So he was a 25-year Air Force fighter pilot. I was a pretty out there single mom. If I wanted something like a private plane, I bought it. And I just said, if I want it, I'm going to make the money to have it. And we went 6 continents around the world with my kids. So here you have two very different lives.
Yeah.
And the book's a story about our lives, but we ended up the same. We both have financially literate families that we'll have now for generations. So the real theme for you listening out there is to pick a path. Maybe you're a little more like me, maybe you're a little more like Kyle, but somewhere down the middle, get a plan for you and your family, and then let my YouTube channel support you. Let our website in June will turn into this big resource. You know, you could imagine it's gonna have, if you're 0, what do you do if the kid's 0? If the kid's 1, what do you do? If the kid's 2, what do you do? Like literally gonna lay out checklists that you cannot screw it up unless you just don't do anything.
Unless you don't read it, right? I am definitely going to follow all the way through. Like I'm 1.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to do it. Definitely. I'm excited about getting it soon. Any other information you want to share with us?
Well, you get the book now before May 6th because it'll hit bookstores. So we have to have all the pre-orders. So then we send all those orders out to the bookstores, and in our gift is those $1,500 of bonuses. And then we'll start as soon as you get your book in hand. Then we're going to start working with you through the summer on how do you put it in your life, because some families have never had these conversations. So we do have some scripts about how do you start the conversation. My YouTube channel is a big one. Like what I'm telling everybody is it's 10 to 15 minutes a morning. And then at the dinner table, I don't care if you're a blended family, single family, just you and your one child, just start with, what did you learn? What did you understand about that video? And maybe rewatch it together. Just start money as a conversation in your household, because you can afford anything you want. You just have to make the money. And we're not trained that way. We're trained, if you want money, go get a job. We're trained to be debt free. There's nothing further from the truth. It's okay to carry some good debt. So there's a lot of myths that I'm going to demystify. And I think the way that I teach it, I make it fun, I make it easy, and I get your kids involved. And your kids are so smart. Let them get super rich.
They really are. They really are. They come to us with a blank slate. We have to make sure that we fill it with the right stuff, with the information on there. And money, money is not taboo, you guys. People hear you talk about money and they say, okay, you're all about money. But if you don't have money, you can't help other people. Where are you serving as far as, being able, maybe you can give your time if that's, something that you want to do, but money can help so many people. So never a negative thing about money. It's positive and think that way.
Well, and I get accused of that a lot. It's, all you do is, well, first of all, money is my topic. So of course, that's what I talk about.
Yeah.
But really it's the mission beyond the money. It's the mission to help your families get financially literate. My pro bono work is with student athletes. I do that for free. This year I'm doing the Georgia Southern College. Next year, my goal is to be in many other universities and streaming to student athletes who do get good scholarships and blow their money and blow their credit. And then as parents out there, if you become my client, when you become my client, your kids come for free and they will never pay tuition. So we have an enormous mission of family financial literacy. It's really fun. Like I've had some 13-year-olds make money at my workshop. And like I said, this tickets I'm going to give you, all of you that are watching it, is called the Millionaire Intensive and Marketplace. I had 13, like I remember this one, his name's Austin. He's 13 years old, made $2,000. Now he's 21 and he just became an NFT millionaire and he knows what to do with it.
Wow.
I have another little girl, 12 years old. She wrote her first books. She wrote 8 books at 12 years old, pre-sold her books. Her dad and mom are vets, so she pre-sold animals. And now fast forward, she's 17 years old and she's almost worth $1 million. I'm telling you, it works. This is not just some little experiment I did with my 2 kids or Kyle and his 2 kids. I have worked with hundreds of thousands of families. I mean, you can imagine, you know, I was side by side with Bob Proctor for years.
Yeah.
And teaching financial literacy and business literacy and how to really do it right. So I'm excited to create some truth out there about money, because there's a lot of crap that's on the internet, especially since the pandemic. There's so much scammy stuff out there. And, you know, we talk about due diligence and how to do it right and how to really know you're in the right place. And I know you're in the right place.
Yeah.
With Pam and I.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You guys, this has been so incredible. And I'm so grateful to have you today. And yes, we're definitely going to get it out as soon as possible and share your book. You guys, I mean, this is something that you must do, even if you got it for someone else and give it as a gift or whatever you want to do. But, you know, think about that. No one teaches the stuff that she's talking about, really. In reality, they don't, you know, and there's nothing, I can't say that more. There's nothing wrong with money. So just, you know, don't think money is a bad thing.
And it's only $25 plus shipping and handling, and you're going to have it for 18 years. If you have 10 kids, you can ROI it. It's only $250. You pay more than that during your week for coffee, I promise you. So have this be a lifetime journey. Have this be a lifetime journey.
Right. Reach out to us if you guys have any questions at all. We'll be happy to help you, Laurel. Thank you so much. Any final last words?
Get the book and then get the book, and then you'll be on our mailing list, and we're going to start doing some live calls at the beginning of June, Kyle and I, answering your questions, helping you put together a summer plan for you and your family. Then we're going to come back and say, all right, school's starting now, what do you do? And my ultimate goal with this book is to have a K-12 homeschool curriculum for people like your daughter who need a guide, who need the lessons and need the right content. So thank you for having me, and thank you for supporting our book launch.
Oh, you're very welcome. God bless you. Blessings, everyone. Love and hugs to everyone. And we will see you guys soon. Bye-bye, everyone.